welcome to another edition of Did You Know Doctor Who? What you may not know about Doctor Who. This time we're going to have a look at the Ice Warriors, which is the first appearance of, well, the Ice Warriors, some of my favourite monsters of Doctor Who. Hope you enjoy. The Ice Warriors were created for the sole purpose of being a new monster that could become a recurring villain, especially as production didn't want to heavily rely on the Daleks and the Cybermen. Originally, the Ice Warriors were envisioned to be more human-like in appearance and would have worn medieval clothes. Interestingly, the Ice Warriors' helmet were inspired by real-life Saxon helmets. This is the third story in a row after the Tomb of the Cybermen and the Abominable Snowmen to have a cold or snow theme in its storyline. A real bear was used for shots of the bear scene. It was hired out for the day and cost the BBC £70. Derek Martinus named this as his favourite story, mainly because the cast was so strong. Deborah Watling was unable to attend filming for the final part. Derek Martinus insisted that every Ice Warrior actor should be over 6 feet tall. Some of the people who turned up to the auditions were very dubious gentlemen with prison records, according to him. Real archaeology influenced the idea of the body being buried in the glacier, proving to be an alien. In the serial, when he is found in the ice, the Chief Warrior's space helmet is initially mistaken for a Dark Age battle helmet, of the type discovered in the archaeology dig at Sutton Hoo in 1939. The original script does not refer to the Ice Warriors as reptilian at all, with the description of the frozen Varga instead being, "The helmet is a hood-like and ominous, in the style used under the opening titles of Hereward the Wake." The Ice Warrior armour was inspired by crocodile skin, which could explain the dark green look. The distinctive hissing voice was conceived by Varga's actor Bernard Bresslaw in rehearsal. The name Ice Warriors was created by Walters and continued by Victoria, something future stories forgotten as it's not their official name, but for whatever reason the Ice Warriors adopted the name. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. The Ice Warriors is certainly one of the better first outings for monsters, although I do think that it is somewhat weaker than, say, some of the other monsters or famous monsters in Doctor Who. For example, the first Dalek story is just a classic. The 10th Planet is probably one of the best first outings for a villain. And of course, the Time Warrior is absolutely fun and fantastic in its own right. Whereas the Ice Warriors is certainly probably the weakest of them all, although I guess you could also argue the Master's first outing was somewhat weak. But nonetheless, I still think this is a great story and a great serial. The Ice Warriors themselves are certainly one of my favourite Doctor Who villains. I think they're very unique in the aspect that not all of them are evil. We certainly see this in other stories, or later stories I should say, in the sense that, some of them are good, some of them are bad. It's literally just a case of who you meet, which is something that makes them a bit more dynamic than, say, the Cybermen or the Daleks, where they're pretty much just evil and that's it. There's no, if or maybes, The Ice Warriors, on the other hand, they are just basically a more aggressive race, but they're just a race that, they have some civilization, they have some, normality, I guess you could say. The Ice Warriors are just a great enemy, in my opinion. I just love their design. It's a very simple design, but it's a great design nonetheless, and it's quite unique as well, given that they're Ice Warriors, but they're green. You'd think with ice, you'd make them blue or white, but no, they make them green, which is pretty standout and pretty cool. I do like the aspect of them having fur underneath, which keeps them warm, I guess you could say, but I can understand why they got rid of that in later stories. It isn't as important. Overall, I love the Ice Warriors, and I love the Ice Warriors as an enemy. I love them as a concept. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Did You Know Doctor Who, and I'll see you next time.